let me ask you something. Are you leaving millions on the table without even realizing it?
Not me, but most companies are.
Let me guess. It's not because they're not hiring.
Yeah, it's not because their employees aren't smart either.
That I'm sure, because they would not have hired those employees in the first place. So what's going on? Do you know why?
Yeah, it's because they're running their business with a blindfold on, a skills blindfold.
And in 2026, that blindfold will get expensive. Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to the Profit-Driven Channel, where we talk leadership, management, business strategy, AI in business, customer care, client growth, business sustainability, basically how to win in business and make lots of profit. So I'm Maya, and today we're breaking down how businesses will map their workforce skills, current and future, to unlock profit centers they didn't even know they had. And my guest, Jeremy, let me introduce you properly before you start attacking everyone's spreadsheets.
Already feeling judged.
Jeremy is a workforce strategy and transformation advisor. He helps leadership teams connect talent to growth, like literally turning people decisions into revenue decisions.
Okay, wow, thank you.
No, wait, because people need to know he's not here to do motivational HR speech. He's here to show you how to benefit from the immense talent you have got in your company and gain more profit.
Yes, profit. That's the job.
All right, Jeremy, be honest. Are we actually leaving millions on the table, or is this just content hype like YouTube drama?
No, it's real, and it's worse than people think. Most companies don't have a talent shortage. They have a talent visibility problem.
Say it again, because somebody is already typing "nah" in the comments.
Talent visibility problem. You literally don't know what your people can do, so you keep making expensive decisions based on vibes.
Based on vibes is crazy. Okay, so what decisions?
The classic panic pack, like we need a new team, we need to hire externally, bring consultants, train everyone, and somehow the bottleneck survives.
That's the part that annoys me, because leaders will say, but we hired.
Yeah, you hired into a blind system. You basically poured water into a bucket with a hole.
Oof, that line hurts. Okay, explain this visibility thing like I'm 5.
You see people, you don't see capability. That's it.
So you know who's in the building, but you don't know what's inside the building.
Exactly. You have talent sitting there, and leadership is still out shopping like it's not already in the house.
Like buying bread while you have flour at home.
Yes, and in 2026, that will get punished because execution speed will matter more than ever.
Okay, so what's the enemy? What's keeping companies blind?
Job titles are not skills. CVs are not capabilities. Training hours are not readiness.
Ah, that line is violent. But people are going to argue job titles mean something.
Job titles mean where you sit, not what you can deliver. Titles are seating arrangements. Skills are output.
Seating arrangements. You're disrespecting the whole organization charts right now.
And CVs? CVs are a highlight reel. They're not a stress test. They tell you what someone touched, not what they can do under pressure.
So the CV is like, I've seen the gym, not I'm strong.
Exactly. And training hours? Don't get me started. Training hours are attendance. That's all. That's not readiness.
So a certificate is not a result.
Never. In 2026, companies that keep confusing attendance with competence will keep bleeding money and calling it normal operations. Let me show you how titles lie. Data analyst can mean one person who forecasts revenue and guides strategy,
And another one who just exports spreadsheets and emails them.
Exactly. Same title, completely different power.
So the title is a label, not a weapon.
Yeah, and here's the funniest part. Sometimes the real data analyst is sitting in operations with the title coordinator, doing analysis every day, quietly.
And leadership ignores them.
Then leadership goes, okay, we don't have analytics. Let's hire.
While the person is literally there.
Yep, and now you created 3 problems at once. You wasted money, you slowed down delivery, and you insulted your best people.
Ooh, that's why top performers leave.
Exactly.
So why is this so common though? Like, why are skills invisible?
Because most companies don't run on skills. They run on organizational charts, departments, reporting lines, titles, politics.
Ah, politics. Yep, there it is.
And managers hoard talent. They don't release their strongest people because it makes their team look weak.
So the company loses because one manager wants to feel important.
Yep, and that executives complain, we can't execute. No, you can't reallocate.
So let's focus on this year. What will happen if a company keeps running like this?
They'll move slower than competitors. They'll overpay for skills they already had. They'll miss market windows. They'll lose deals because they can't staff projects fast enough.
So the punishment is slow death.
Pretty much. And it won't feel dramatic. It'll feel like we're busy, but busy isn't winning.
Busy isn't winning. Write that down. Okay, if skill gaps are the leak.
Skills mapping is the sealant.
Yep, let's move on. I want to see where the money's leaking. But first, look at a bit of context here. Okay, we are in January 2026. And honestly, it feels like we're at a tipping point. Everyone spent last year buying the toys, but the question for this year is, does anyone actually know how to play with them?
That is the defining question. If 2025 was the year of experimentation, 2026 is the year of integration. The grace period is over. Shareholders aren't impressed by AI pilots anymore. They want to see margin impact.
But isn't that just corporate impatience, or is there actual data showing we're falling behind?
The data is actually pretty brutal. There was a McKinsey report right at the end of 25 that haunts me. They looked at global AI adoption and found a massive disconnect.
Massive disconnect. That sounds alarming. Hit me with the numbers.
So 90% of companies said they are using AI. That sounds great, right? Adoption is massive.
Sure, everyone has a chatbot open in a browser tab.
Exactly. But here's the other number. Only 7% of those same companies said they had fully scaled AI across their organization.
Wow, that is a massive gap. So AI is essentially everywhere on the surface, but nowhere in the actual machinery of the business?
Spot on. Adoption is wide, but it's an inch deep. And McKinsey nailed the reason why. They said the bottleneck isn't the technology anymore. We have the tools. The bottleneck is workflow redesign.
That makes sense. It's easy to buy a license. It's really hard to teach a human team to work differently.
And that brings us right back to the skills gap. The skills gap isn't, do you know how to prompt? The gap is, do we have the leadership systems to rebuild our operating model?
So 2025 was, we installed the tool. 2026 is, can we actually run on this?
Precisely. And the companies that can't map those skills, they're just paying for software they don't know how to use.
All right, Jeremy, we've covered the context. Now, do the skill gaps part, but honestly, make it hurt.
Make it hurt?
Yeah, like people need to feel the money leaving the building.
Okay. Here's the thing. Skills gaps don't show up as one big explosion. It's not dramatic. It shows up as death by 1,000 delays.
Death by 1,000 delays. Okay.
Here are the things. You don't see skills gap as a line item in the budget, right? You see it as, why is this project still not done? Or why are we always rushing?
Yep, that makes sense.
Or the worst one, why is everyone busy but nothing ships?
Busy but nothing ships is Honestly, that is the most painful corporate sentence in history.
It is, and leaders misread it. They think it's a motivation issue or a culture issue. They blame the teams.
But it's actually capability.
Yeah, it's a skills gap wearing a disguise. And look, in 2026, slow gets expensive because your competitors are doing the same work, but with better workflows and AI assist. So slow isn't just annoying anymore, it's deadly.
Okay, so break down the deadly part. Where's the cash going?
3 big profit leaks: revenue delay, cost inflation, and risk exposure.
Revenue delay. Make everybody feel that one.
Okay, revenue delay is when the market is literally trying to pay you and your company can't collect.
Oops, that feels like they brought the money and your hands are tied behind your back.
Seriously, sales has the demand, customers want the upgrade, but delivery can't fulfill. Product stuck on the roadmap.
Translation, money wants to enter your company, but your skills won't let it in.
That's it. You have a revenue pipeline with a capacity bottleneck. Think about that big enterprise deal. We love you guys, but your implementation time is too long.
Ugh.
Or that new service keeps getting pushed to next quarter, then dies quietly.
So revenue delay is basically business procrastination, but enforced by capability.
Exactly. And while you're stalling, your competitor takes the check.
Okay, next one. Cost inflation.
Right. This is where you start paying panic prices.
Panic prices. Yep, I know this one.
You realize you can't do the job internally. You panic, so you overpay externally. Recruiter fees, premium salaries, contractors, consultants.
And the worst part is, you still don't own the capability.
You pay twice, sometimes 3 times. First, you pay to fix the fire now. Second, you pay to actually build it inside later. And third, you pay for the delays while both are happening.
So it's not just expensive, that's expensive and slow.
Exactly. And the ugliest part, you might already have the skill internally, but it's trapped in the wrong team. So you're buying something you already own.
That's painful. Okay, what about risk?
Risk is the oops tax: errors, rework, compliance misses.
And rework is silent. It's not sexy, but it kills margins.
It destroys them. Rework is basically paying twice for the same work again. One bad skill gap can wipe out a year of cost savings in a week.
Because the risk doesn't come with a warning label.
Right. It shows up as oops, then an invoice, then customer churn.
Okay, before we get to the solution, what are the silent killers? The ones execs underestimate.
Innovation slowdown and turnover.
Go.
If you don't have the capability capacity, you end up with innovation theater, brainstorms, offsites, innovation weeks.
Innovation t-shirts.
And nothing ships because nobody has the skills or time to actually test the ideas. Your future gets delayed quietly.
And turnover?
When skills are invisible, promotions feel political. High performers get stuck doing low-leverage work while you watch you hire externally for new roles. They eventually just leave.
So you lose your best people and your gap gets worse.
Exactly. And then leadership calls it a talent shortage.
Of course they do. Okay, so if gaps are the leaks...
Skills mapping is the sealant.
Okay. I want to get to the CFO pitch in a second, but let's pause here. We have a mic in the audience. Let's take a quick question on these leaks. Yeah, you mentioned panic pricing and hiring consultants, but isn't that just faster? If I have a gap today, I can't wait 6 months to train people. Isn't hiring external help actually the efficient choice, even if it costs more?
That is the classic trap. It feels faster. It's definitely faster to sign the contract.
Instant gratification.
Right. But here's the catch. When the consultant leaves, the capability leaves with them. So you didn't fix the gap, you just rented a bridge over it. The next time that problem comes up, you have to pay the toll again.
It's a recurring subscription to incompetence.
Exactly. If it's a one-time crisis, sure, rent the skill. But if it's core to your business in 2026, like AI workflow, renting is just bleeding slowly.
All right, Jeremy, I want receipts.
Receipts?
Yeah, I don't want opinions. Give me what the giants are actually seeing, but do not turn this into a lecture.
Challenge accepted. Okay, let's start with the scary one. Late 2025, World Economic Forum. They looked at the roadmap to 2030 and found that 39% of workers' core skills are going to change.
39%? That's not a software update. That's a factory reset.
Basically, and here's the trap. People hear 2030 and they relax.
Right, like, oh, that's future me's problem.
Exactly. But that 39% doesn't just fall from the sky on New Year's Eve 2030. It's cumulative. It's happening right now. Workflow changes, AI integration, compliance shifts. 2026 is when that curve actually starts to bite.
So the WEF number is a trivia. It's a warning label. If you keep staffing based on old job titles, you are staffing for the past.
Precisely. And if you think you can just hire your way out of that problem, Deloitte has some bad news.
Hit me.
Their 2025 Global Human Capital Trends report. They asked leaders about their shiny new external hires. 2/3 of them said they weren't really ready for the role.
Wait. 2/3? So companies are paying premiums for new talent, and they still aren't getting the capability?
Because experience is missing. The fantasy of, we'll just hire a savior, dies in 2026. You can't hire your way out of a capability system you never built.
So you bring in the shiny CV, and then what?
Then, if you don't have the onboarding, the coaching, the standards, that person isn't a new capability, they're just a new delay.
Oof, okay. So WEF says skills are rotting. Deloitte says hiring is failing. Please tell me LinkedIn has something better.
They do, actually. LinkedIn ran the numbers on skills-first hiring, and the stat that went viral was massive. When you ignore titles and hire for skills, your talent pool expands by 6x.
6 times? That's not a tweak. That's a whole new universe of people.
It's a gold mine, but here's why it matters now. Titles are filters. They blind you. You're looking for a sales manager, so you miss the account specialist who has the exact skills you need.
So titles hide talent, skills reveal it.
Exactly. If you stick to titles, you're fishing in a puddle. If you map by skills, you're fishing in the ocean.
Okay, let me recap this. WEF says the work is changing fast. Deloitte says new hires aren't ready. LinkedIn says we're ignoring 80% of the talent pool because of job titles. All roads lead to...
Skills mapping. It stops being an HR hobby and starts being a profit system. It's how you stop guessing and start allocating humans like capital.
Okay, I like that. Allocating humans like capital. Now explain skills mapping as money mapping. And warning, I'm going to interrupt you a lot. All right, Jeremy, sell this to me. Explain skills mapping like it's money. I don't want the HR fluff. I don't want empowerment buzzwords. I want CFO language.
Challenge accepted. Okay, look, here's the hard truth. Most companies track their petty cash better than they track their actual ability to make money.
Ouch. Okay, say that again because someone in the back just zoned out.
I'm serious. Money doesn't generate money. People do. Capability is the machine. It's the engine that produces revenue, speed, innovation, quality. If that engine is broken, the money stops.
So if you're obsessively tracking cash flow, but you can't track skills flow,
you are basically driving a Ferrari at 100 miles an hour at night with no headlights.
And then you wonder why you keep hitting trees.
Exactly. You're looking at the dashboard, the revenue report, but that's a lagging indicator. That tells you what happened last month. A skills map tells you what you can actually do next month.
Okay, I like that distinction. Revenue is history, skills are potential.
Right. Skills mapping isn't a list of names, it's a live balance sheet. What assets do we have? What liabilities or gaps do we have? And what is gaining value next?
And it has to be live, right? Not a PDF from 3 years ago stored on a shared drive nobody can find.
Please no PDFs. Work changes too fast. A static skills map is like last year's budget. It's technically interesting, but it's already wrong. I think of it in 4 layers. Imagine a ladder.
Okay, walk me down the ladder step by step.
Layer 1, business outcomes. This is the money question. Which revenue line are we growing? Which margin are we protecting? Which market share are we stealing?
So we start with the P&L, not the person.
Exactly. If you can't answer how does this skill help us make money, then skills mapping just becomes corporate journaling.
Corporate journaling is crazy. Dear diary, today we felt productive.
Exactly. It feels nice, but it doesn't pay the bills. Now, layer 2, capabilities. This is the bridge. Strategy says we want growth. Capability says here is what we must be good at to get it.
Give me a concrete example. Make it real.
Okay, enterprise onboarding at scale. That's a capability. It's not a single person. It's a system. It's the ability to take a massive client and get them live in 30 days without breaking everything.
Got it. So layer 2 is the what. Now layer 3.
Layer 3, skills. These are the ingredients. To build that onboarding machine, you need specific things: stakeholder mapping, process design, QA discipline, conflict resolution, CRM hygiene.
And if one of those ingredients is rotten, the whole cake tastes bad.
Exactly. You can have the best stakeholder mapper in the world, but if your QA discipline is 0, the client still churns. Your capability is only as strong as the weakest link in the chain.
That makes sense. It exposes the weak link, which leads us to the bottom rung.
Layer 4, workflows, the truth serum.
The truth serum. I love that.
This is where the rubber meets the road. If a skill doesn't show up in the workflow, in the tickets, the call recordings, the code commits, the error logs, it's not a capability, it's just a hallucination.
So skills mapping isn't what we say we can do on LinkedIn, it's what we can prove we did in the project management tool.
Spot on. It's evidence-based. And HR can't run this alone. They don't own the revenue lines. They don't see the code commits. This is CEO territory. If it's not tied to money, it becomes optional. And optional things die.
Okay, that's the theory. Now give me the cheat sheet, the skill to profit map. If I'm an exec listening to this, what do I do tomorrow?
Simple. For every growth bet you have, you answer 5 questions. 1, which revenue line grows? 2, what customer pain are we solving? 4, which capability unlocks that solution? 5, which 10 to 20 skills power that capability?
Wait, pause. Why limit it to 20? Why not map every skill?
Because then you drown in data. If you have 80 skills on the list for one capability, you're not mapping, you're panicking.
Okay, fair. Focus is key. And question 5?
The killer question: who holds those skills today?
Because usually we just assume we don't have them, right?
Exactly. We assume the cupboard is bare. We panic. We go hire expensive external talent. We pay a 20% premium for a recruiter.
And wait 90 days for them to start.
Right. Meanwhile, the exact skill you need, say process design, is sitting inside a project manager in the finance department, totally hidden. She's been doing it for years, but her title is analyst, so your search missed her.
So your next growth team is already on the payroll. You just can't see them because you're looking at titles, not skills.
You are literally paying a headhunter to find someone you are already paying. That is the definition of inefficiency.
That hurts. That actually physically hurts. Okay, good. Now we need the how. What data are we actually using so this map isn't just people bragging on a form? All right, Jeremy, we have to do the AI angle because it's 2026. If we don't say AI at least 5 times in this segment, people are just going to swipe away.
Fair enough. Let's hit the quota. AI, AI, AI.
There we go. Now, before we get to the robots, tell me why the old way is dead. Why do spreadsheets fail here? And be careful, don't attack Excel too hard. People emotionally love that thing.
Oh, I love Excel. I'm not attacking the tool. I'm attacking how we use it for humans. Spreadsheets fail as a skill system for three very specific reasons.
Okay.
Reason 1, velocity. Skills change too fast. The moment you hit save on that spreadsheet, it's already outdated. It's a snapshot of the past.
It's like printing out the stock market.
Exactly. Reason 2, language. Skill names are a mess. One manager writes data analysis, another writes reporting, and a third writes SQL. To a spreadsheet, those are three different planets. You can't search it.
And reason 3?
Fiction. Self-reporting turns the sheet into a creative writing exercise. People overrate themselves. They underrate themselves. They copy-paste buzzwords from the job description, so the data isn't reality, it's just confidence.
So the spreadsheet becomes a confidence contest.
Exactly. And then leadership makes expensive staffing decisions based on who is the most confident. That is how you lose money quietly.
Okay, so that's the trap. What changes in 2026?
In 2026, the companies that win will treat skills like receipts, not opinions. They'll stop asking, "What can you do?" and start asking, "What did you ship?"
Receipts, not opinions. I like that. So define work evidence. What does that actually look like?
Work evidence is the artifact. It's the proof trail you leave behind every day. It's not "I'm good at coding." It's "I closed 40 JIRA tickets, resolved 3 critical incidents, and merged this specific branch."
Okay.
It's not "I'm good at sales." It's "I advanced 12 deals to stage 4 and sent 50 contracts."
Interrupting. So skills stop being "I think I can" and become "I already did."
Precisely. That is the shift. But here's the problem. No human manager can read all those receipts. You can't manually audit every email, every ticket, every code commit for 5,000 employees.
You'd need an army of micromanagers.
Right, and that's where the AI angle actually matters. AI becomes the assistant that reads the receipts at scale. It scans the workflow to infer the skill, rather than waiting for you to type it into a form.
So the AI is reading the receipts, not writing the fantasy.
Yep. I was actually reading a piece from Workday's engineering team on Medium recently. They broke down how they built this LLM-based skills inference service inside their skills cloud.
So this isn't sci-fi. Vendors are literally engineering this now?
They're doing it now. Workday's whole point was using AI to clean up the mess we talked about. The AI looks at the data and says, okay, this person said client wrangling and this person said stakeholder management. Those are the same skill. Let's normalize it.
That's huge, because if you have clean data, you can actually move people around.
Exactly. Instead of 15 versions of a skill, you have one verified asset. If you're still using spreadsheets in 2026, you basically have a crumpled up paper map in the glove box.
While your competitor has Google Maps with live traffic.
Pretty much. And they're going to beat you to the destination every time.
Okay, I see the path now. 1, work evidence generates the raw data. 2, AI infers the skill from the data. 3, we get a verified map, but we still need to trust it. Bridge me to the next part. How do we verify this without annoying everyone?
That's where the verification ladder comes in.
The ladder. I love a framework. Let's climb it. All right, Jeremy, we know why we need the data. Now tell us where it is. List the evidence streams for me.
Okay.
But go slow. People like lists. They're probably taking notes right now.
Okay, slow and steady. Think of it like this. Skills leave footprints. Everywhere you work, you leave a trail. Your job is to follow the footprints back to the skill.
Follow the footprints. Okay, what's stream number 1?
1. The HRIS and ATS. This is your Workday, your Bamboo HR, your recruiting files.
The official record.
Right, but be careful, this is usually just what we thought we hired. It tells you their tenure, their job title, maybe their interview notes from 5 years ago.
So it's a snapshot of the past.
Exactly. Stream number 2, the LMS, Learning Management Systems.
Course completions.
Yes, but this is a trap. LMS measures exposure, not competence.
Say that again.
Just because you watched a video on negotiation doesn't mean you can negotiate. Completion is not competence.
I watched a video on open heart surgery once. Do not let me hold the scalpel.
Exactly. Stream number 3, performance reviews.
Ugh, the noise factory.
It is noisy. It's directional, but it's biased. Some managers grade hard, some grade soft. Politics gets in the way. Use it, but don't trust it blindly.
Okay, now give me the good stuff. Where is the truth?
Stream number 4, project tools. Jira, Asana, Trello, Monday. This is the gold mine.
Why is this gold?
Because this is where the work lives. It shows you tickets closed, complexity handled, deadlines met. It tells you who actually shipped the feature versus who just sat in the meeting about it.
Receipts. Okay, stream 5.
The CRM, Salesforce, HubSpot. This is for your commercial teams. It ties action to revenue. Who moved the pipeline? Who handled the objection? Who closed the deal?
Stream 6.
Operational truth, SOPs, incident logs, escalation tickets. This shows you where the process breaks and who fixed it.
And the last one for the techies?
Stream 7, repos and notebooks, GitHub, GitLab. If you're a dev or a data scientist, this is your portfolio. The code, the dashboards, the analytics pipelines, it is literal proof of build.
So, taken together, these systems aren't just admin tools, they're basically skills receipt printers?
That's it. And here is the rule for 2026. If it doesn't show up in the workflow, it isn't a capability, it's a claim.
Say it again, because people do lie.
If it doesn't show up in the workflow, it's not a capability, it's a claim.
Okay, that brings us to the verification ladder, because self-reporting alone is, well, sometimes it's delusion.
Yep, no shade, but we all think we're better drivers than we actually are. We need a way to rank confidence. Think of it as 4 levels.
Start at the bottom, the basement.
Level 4, self-report. I am good at Excel. That is a lead, not evidence. It's a claim.
The trust me bro level.
Exactly. Level 3, manager validation. My boss thinks I'm good at Excel. Better, but still biased.
Subjective.
Right. Now we jump. Level 2, work artifacts. I built this financial model in Excel that predicted Q4 revenue within 1%. That is proof.
Hard to argue with the artifact.
And the pinnacle, level 1, practical assessment, a simulation or test where you have to prove the skill live.
So we're ruthlessly separating claim from proof.
Exactly. Claim, I do project management. Proof, I shipped this initiative on time, under budget, with a risk log and stakeholder updates.
Give me a few more. People love examples. Rapid fire.
Okay. Claim, data analysis. Proof, I ran an analysis that changed a marketing decision and saved us $50K.
Nice.
Claim, cybersecurity. Proof, I identified a vulnerability, patched it, and passed the audit.
One more. The buzzword of the year.
Claim, AI skills. Proof, I didn't just use ChatGPT, I automated a workflow that saved the team 10 hours a week with guardrails.
So in 2026, the game isn't who sounds the smartest, it's who can prove the output.
Exactly. The market is going to reward execution, not vibes.
Okay, so we have the evidence, we have the verification. The next step is finding the gaps without doing the usual corporate thing of, let's just train everyone on everything.
Yeah, the sheep dip approach. That is how training budgets go to die.
Yep, let's go there. All right, Jeremy, let's talk about the solution, but I have one condition.
What's that?
Please do not tell me the solution is to train everyone, because that sounds like corporate panic to me.
Oh, absolutely. Train everyone is the panic button. Executives hit it because it feels like action. Look, we bought a library of content. We're doing something.
But it doesn't change the outcome.
Never. You cannot spray and pray your way to capability. You have to name the gap correctly. If you misdiagnose the gap, you prescribe the wrong medicine.
Okay, doctor. What are the diagnoses? Break them down.
There are really only 4 types of gaps. 1, capacity gap. 2, proficiency gap. 3, distribution gap. 4, time to skill gap.
Okay, boardroom mode. Walk me through them.
1. The capacity gap. This is simple. You have the skill, but you don't have enough of it. You have 2 people who know how to run the critical deployment system, and the entire company is queuing behind their Google Calendar.
That's not a system, that's a bottleneck with a name tag.
Exactly. And if one of them gets sick, the business stops. The fix, you don't need a university, you need cloning, apprenticeships, pairing, playbooks, rotations. You need to get that knowledge out of their heads and into 5 other people, fast.
Got it. Next.
2. The proficiency gap. You have the people, they're in the seats, but they aren't good enough yet. It shows up as rework, escalations. Why are we fixing the same bug every month?
And this is where companies usually waste money on generic content, right?
Right. They buy a video course, but the fix isn't watching, it's doing. You need practice, higher standards, active coaching, and real work reviews.
Okay, number 3 is the one that frustrates me the most.
3. The distribution gap. This is the painful one. You paid for the skill, it's in the building, but it's trapped in the wrong silo.
Like your best data analyst who is stuck doing glorified reporting in finance while the product team is screaming, "We need analytics," and hiring expensive contractors.
Exactly. The company feels understaffed, but the capability is actually sitting idle. The fix, this is a governance problem. You need internal gigs, temporary squads, and a talent marketplace. You have to break the rule that says, "I own this employee forever."
That's how you insult talent and waste budget at the same time. Okay, number 4, the scary one.
The 4th is the time to skill gap. This is a velocity problem. The market is moving faster than your ability to learn.
Meaning?
Meaning, even if you started training today, by the time you're done, the game has changed. AI reshapes the workflow, regulations shift, competitors ship. If your time to skill is too slow, you aren't just behind, you're vulnerable.
So what's the move? You can't learn faster than humanly possible.
You buy time while you build. You partner short term. You hire surgically. You look for adjacency. People who are 80% of the way there and just need that last 20% bridge. In 2026, adjacency beats ambition.
Okay, so we've diagnosed the gap. Now, how do we decide what to fix first? Because we can't fix everything.
Right. People love a drawing. Let's do the 2x2 matrix. Impact versus urgency.
Walk the boxes.
Low impact, low urgency. Ignore it. Seriously, don't burn social capital or budget here.
Delete.
Low impact, high urgency. These are annoying fires, quick fixes, checklists, small automations. Don't build a university for this.
Band-aid it.
High impact, low urgency. This is your strategic build. Leadership pipelines, future tech roles. You have time, so build it right.
And the top right?
High impact, high urgency. This is the war room.
War room? We talking CEO involved?
I'm talking CEO in the room, budgets on the table, normal rules suspended. These aren't HR problems. These are profit emergencies.
Give me a real example. What does a war room problem look like?
Okay, we need to close enterprise clients in Q1 2026. Impact? Huge. Urgency? High. But our onboarding team is weak.
That's a bottleneck.
That is a top right crisis. You don't launch a training program. You redeploy your best operators today. You build a tiger team. You fix the workflow manually. You assess readiness every morning.
Because every week of delay is actual revenue lost.
Exactly. While you're planning a curriculum, your competitor just signed the deal.
Got it. Gaps are named, priorities are set. Now we need to talk about the future. Pipelines and internal mobility. This is where most companies pretend to do the work but don't actually execute.
Let's fix that.
All right, Jeremy, we're in the home stretch. So, say the line. You know the one I mean.
I do. Are you ready for the hate mail?
I'm ready. Say it.
Training is an event. A pipeline is a system.
I can hear the L&D departments typing angry emails right now. Explain yourself.
Look, it's true. Most companies treat capability like a motivation problem. They think, oh, the team is struggling, send them to a workshop on Tuesday.
And then on Wednesday?
On Wednesday, everyone goes back to their desk and does exactly what they did on Monday. Then leadership is shocked when nothing changes. Training gives exposure. Pipelines produce performers.
So, in 2026, we stop celebrating course completed and start celebrating skill deployed.
Exactly. If the behavior didn't change, the training didn't happen.
Okay, so if training is just a sugar rush, a pipeline is the diet. What is inside a pipeline? Break it down.
A real capability pipeline has 5 pieces. If you miss one, it breaks. 1. Target roles. 2. Standards. 3. Practice work. 4. Coaching. 5. Deployment.
Walk the list. Step 1.
1. Target roles. You have to be ruthless here. You pick the few roles that unlock actual profit. You do not build a pipeline for everyone.
Because if you try to pipeline everything,
You pipeline nothing. Train everyone is panic. A pipeline is precision.
got it. Step 2.
2. Standards. You have to define what ready actually means, and it can't be vibes.
He feels ready.
No. Ready means you can produce X output at Y quality in Z amount of time. It's binary. Can you do it or not?
Step 3. This is where most people fail.
3. Practice work. This is the gym. You need simulators, role plays, sandbox projects. You have to create artifacts before you touch a real client.
Most companies just give you a login and say, good luck.
Right, that's not practice, that's hazing. 4. Coaching. You need feedback loops. Content alone doesn't change performance. You need a human to say, that was good, but here's how you make it faster.
And the last one, the deal breaker.
5. Deployment. This is the tragedy. If you train them and they pass the test, but they never get staffed on to the real work, you didn't build capability.
What did you build?
You just created certified spectators.
Certified spectators is wild. That is going on a t-shirt.
It's true. They have the badge, but they're sitting on the bench. That is waste.
Okay, you keep saying that in 2026, Role Academy has become a weapon. Which rules?
The money roles, data, AI ops, cybersecurity, enterprise sales, customer success. These roles either make money, protect money, or keep money from leaking.
Okay, let's pivot to the mechanism that moves these people around, internal mobility.
Yes.
But sell it to me like a profit lever. Do not sell it to me as HR kindness. I don't care about being nice.
Deal. In 2026, internal mobility hits 3 specific financial levers. 1. Cost. When you hire internally, you pay 0 recruiter fees. You pay 0 onboarding premium. You reduce the external tax.
2. Speed.
Internal moves can staff a project in 2 weeks. An external search takes 3 months. Speed is money.
And 3. Retention.
High performers leave because they get bored. If they see a growth path inside, they stay. If they don't, they become your competitor's best hire.
So your next growth team might already be on the payroll, but they're invisible.
Exactly. But here's the friction. Managers hate this.
Talent hoarding.
Right. This is my best analyst. I'm not letting her go to the product team. Managers treat talent like property, not company capital.
So how do we fix that? How do you make internal mobility real, not just a slide in a deck?
3 rules. Rule 1, incentive alignment. Leaders must be measured on releasing talent, not just headcount. If you export talent to the rest of the business, you get a bonus.
Make it profitable to share.
Rule 2, real opportunities. The projects have to be real, not fake job postings where you already know who you're hiring. Rule 3, verified skills. Staffing decisions must be based on evidence, the work evidence we talked about, not popularity.
So internal mobility becomes a literal internal market. Skills supply meets skills demand.
Exactly. Frictionless capability flow.
Okay, I love that. Once you can build capability, pipelines, and move capability, mobility, now we have to connect it to the world. This is the fun part. Aligning talent with market momentum.
Let's do it.
All right, Jeremy. We've covered the gaps. We've covered the pipeline. Now let's talk about growth. Market momentum.
The offensive strategy.
Exactly. Because let's be honest, if this entire skill system doesn't connect directly to revenue, the CFO is going to cut it out off Q4. So how do we make sure this isn't just an academic exercise?
Fair point. In 2026, the winning companies, the ones actually pulling ahead, are running what I call a weekly market-to-skills radar.
Whoa, pause. Weekly? Not, we'll review this at the offsite in October?
Weekly, because the market does not care about your quarterly planning cycle. The market moves on Tuesday morning. If you wait until Q3 to react, you're already dead.
Okay, so what is this radar actually scanning? What are the blips on the screen?
The radar pulls signals from 6 specific places. 1. Customer escalations. What are they angry about right now? 2. Stalled deals. Why did the client say maybe later?
Usually that means we don't trust you yet.
Exactly. 3. Competitor moves. Did they just launch a feature we don't have? 4. Regulatory changes. Is a new compliance law coming? 5. AI shifts. Did a new model drop that makes our manual process obsolete? And 6. Supply chain issues. Can we actually deliver?
Okay, but Jeremy, companies love collecting signals. They have dashboards full of signals, and then they do absolutely nothing with them.
Right, they admire the problem. The value isn't in collecting the signal, it's in the translation.
The translation? Explain that.
You have to run a translation loop. Signals become capabilities, which become skills, which become staffing moves.
So the radar isn't just trend watching, it's a staffing engine.
Exactly. Trends don't pay you. Execution pays you. If you see a trend but don't move a human, you're just a spectator.
Okay, give me one walkthrough. Take a painful signal and turn it into a person moving desks.
Okay, let's say your sales team keeps losing enterprise deals. The feedback is consistent. We love the product demo, but we don't think you can handle our scale.
Oof, that hurts. That's the "you're too small" objection.
Right. So the signal, stalled deals plus specific buyer doubt about capacity. The translation, we need a new capability. Let's call it enterprise onboarding at scale.
Okay, but that's just a phrase. Break it down.
The skills, to do that, we need stakeholder mapping, process design, implementation QA, change management, and strict CRM discipline.
And now the action.
The action, the staffing move, we don't just try harder, we redeploy our best process design operator from finance, we build a specialized tiger team, we maybe hire one external specialist in change management, and we do it this week.
So suddenly, your Monday strategy meeting isn't just slogans. It has names, dates, and specific skill requirements.
Exactly. You aren't guessing, you are deploying troops to the exact coordinate where the battle is happening.
I love that. It turns HR into a military operation.
It has to be. Speed is the only advantage left.
All right, I'm sold on the radar. Now, let's talk to the CFOs. We need metrics, because if this success doesn't show up in the numbers, they'll kill the budget.
Let's talk receipts.
All right, Jeremy, we have arrived at the boss level, CFO time.
The only time that actually matters.
Exactly. Look, everything we've talked about, pipelines, radar, AI inference, it sounds great, but if you walk into a CFO's office with vibes and learning hours, they are going to laugh you out of the room. How do we prove this isn't just HR theater?
No fluff, no engagement scores. You prove it with 6 profit metrics. These are the numbers that tell you if your skills engine is actually making money or just burning it.
Okay, let's walk them. Break them down into money language.
Metric 1, internal fill rate.
Simple definition.
What percentage of open roles are you filling with the people you already pay? If this number is low, you are essentially double paying. You are paying the payroll for your current staff, and you're paying a premium plus recruiting fees for external hires to do the cool new work.
It's like ordering expensive takeout while your fridge is full of groceries that are about to rot.
That is exactly what it is. It's wasteful. A high internal fill rate means your assets, people, are appreciating in value, not depreciating.
Love that. Asset appreciation. Okay, metric 2.
Metric 2, time to staff strategic projects.
not just time to hire.
No, time to hire is an HR stat. Time to staff is a business speed stat. How many days pass between the CEO approves the initiative and the team is fully seated and working?
That's the execution gap.
Right. If it takes you 4 months to find the people to start the project, you just lost a third of the year. In 2026, that 4-month delay is where you lose the market share.
Speed is revenue. Okay, metric 3. This one's tricky.
Metric 3, time to productivity.
The ramp.
Exactly. Once you move someone, internal or external, how long until they are actually creating value? External hires usually take 6 to 9 months to fully ramp. Internal moves, often 4 to 6 weeks. That difference is pure margin.
So a broken pipeline means you're paying full salary for 6 months of partial output.
Correct. It's a drag on the P&L. Fix the pipeline, shorten the ramp, save the cash.
Okay, first 3 are about speed and cost. Let's get to the output. Metric 4.
Metric 4, revenue or margin per employee.
The ultimate efficiency stat.
If we are truly upskilling people and we are truly using AI tools, this number must go up. If your skills map says everyone is advanced but your revenue per head is flat, your map is lying.
The map is lying. I like that. It's the truth serum.
Metric 5, defect and rework cost.
Make this one visceral.
Rework is the capability tax. It's the money you burn fixing things that shouldn't have broken. Code bugs, contract errors, failed implementations. When you have a proficiency gap, you pay this tax every day.
So skills mapping isn't just about learning new things, it's about stopping the bleeding from the mistakes we keep making.
Exactly. Reducing rework is the fastest way to improve margin.
And the last one, the human cost.
Metric 6, regrettable attrition.
Not just attrition.
No, I don't care if low performers leave. That's healthy. Regrettable attrition is when you lose the people you needed to keep, the scarce skill holders, the high potentials.
And why do they leave?
In 2026, they leave because they stagnated. If they don't see a path to the next skill inside your company, they will go find it outside your company.
So high regrettable attrition is basically a sign that your internal mobility market is broken.
Precisely.
Okay, so if this system works, the CFO sees we fill roles internally, cheaper, we staff projects instantly, faster, we ramp quickly, efficiency, we make fewer mistakes, margin, and our best people stay.
That is an unbeatable business case.
Okay, bring it home, the dashboard, because executives love a red, yellow, green chart.
They do, but let's give them one that actually works. We call it the Readiness Index.
Walk me through the view.
For every strategic initiative, say Project Titan, you track 3 numbers on the dashboard. 1, coverage percentage. What percentage of the required skills do we have seated today?
So if it's 60%,
then 40% of the capability to win is missing. You're flying a plane with one engine. The CEO needs to know that before the launch.
2, the trend line.
Are we catching up or falling behind? If the deadline is approaching but the skill gap is flat, you are driving off a cliff.
And 3, the killer metric.
Time to close. This is the lie detector. Based on our current learning speed and hiring speed, when are we actually going to be ready?
So if the project launches in April, but the skills data says we won't be ready until July,
then the dashboard turns red, and you have a hard conversation now instead of a disaster in April.
So in 2026, strategy meetings stop being about hopes and dreams and start being readiness meetings.
If the company is serious about profit, yes, strategy without skills is just a hallucination.
Strategy without skills is a hallucination. Jeremy, mic drop. We're leaving it there. Okay, awkward stat time. I looked at the analytics and 90% of you are technically ghosting us. You're here, you're getting the insights, but you haven't made it official. Do me a huge favor. pause for a second, hit the subscribe button, and let's make this relationship legitimate. It helps us grow, and you won't miss the next blueprint.
Go ahead and hit subscribe. And I'm not just saying that for the algorithm. I genuinely believe that if you take the frameworks we share here and you actually execute on them, this channel will generate more ROI for your business than any consultant you hire this year. It's a free click, but the profit impact in 2026 will be real.
All right, Jeremy, the CFO is nodding, the CEO is interested, but the people who actually have to do the work are currently hyperventilating. They're thinking, this sounds massive. Where do we even start?
Do not start massive. If you try to map the whole company at once, you will fail. Here is the rule of 2026.
Give us the mantra.
One initiative, one dashboard, one pipeline. Then scale.
Okay, give us the pause this and do that plan. Start with the first month.
Day 0 to 30, the discovery. Your job is to get one skills to profit map for a real growth play.
So we pick a fight that matters.
Exactly. Pick one initiative tied to real money. Maybe it's enterprise sales push. Maybe it's fraud reduction. Maybe it's faster delivery.
And then?
Then define the 10 to 20 critical skills behind that one initiative. Do not map everything. Just map the skills needed to win that game. Then use your evidence streams to see who has them.
So what is the deliverable? What do I put on the boss's desk on day 30?
You deliver a readiness report. It says, 1. Here is our readiness percent for this project, e.g., we are 62% ready. 2. Here are the top 5 specific skill gaps blocking us. 3. Here's the list of hidden talent, people who already show these skills but aren't on the team.
So by day 30, you aren't guessing. You're saying, we are 62% ready, here is what is missing, and here is who we are underusing.
Exactly. You have data while everyone else has opinions.
Okay, day 31 to 60. Now we get organized.
Day 31 to 60, standardize and validate. This is where you clean up the data. You create a simple skill dictionary with clear levels.
Levels are important because I know Python can mean I watched a YouTube video or I wrote the core code base.
Right. We use a 5-level scale. Level 1, exposure. I've seen it. Level 2, can do with guidance. I'm an apprentice. Level 3, independent. I can run solo. Level 4, lead. I can teach it. Level 5, standard setter. I write the rules.
So we map people to those levels and then?
Then run practical assessments for the most critical skills. Don't trust the self-report. And finally, map the adjacency paths.
Adjacency, that's finding the neighbors, right?
Yes, who's close? Who's at level 2 and could get to level 3 in 2 weeks? That is your fastest source of talent. So by day 60, your map isn't vibes, it's defensible.
Okay, we have the map, we have the levels. Day 61 to 90, action time.
Day 61 to 90, mobility and pipelines. Now you move people. Launch internal gigs tied to that initiative. Short, sharp 2 to 8 week projects.
So we aren't just sending them to a classroom.
No, you run learning cohorts that follow the rule learn, ship, review, not watch, click, forget.
And you connect it to rewards.
Exactly. Connect the skills to opportunity, projects, promotions, recognition. Show people that getting the skill leads to getting the win.
So by day 90, people should be moving. Results should be showing. It's not just, we finished an Excel sheet.
Right. The gears are turning.
And finally, day 90 to 180, how do we make sure this doesn't die?
Day 90 to 180, operationalize. This is where you embed it into the company OS. 1. Make quarterly skills reviews part of the strategic planning cycle. 2. Budget based on capability ROI, not random training spend.
And the big one for leaders?
3. Measure leaders on capability growth. Look at their internal fill rate. Look at their time to staff. If a leader is hoarding talent, they miss their numbers.
So in 6 months, this stops being a side project and becomes the operating system.
That is the goal. You have
built a machine that turns human potential into business profit.
Okay, I love the plan. It's clean, it's aggressive, but people are messy. So, last question. How do companies ruin this? Because you know they will.
Oh, they absolutely will. It's almost a specific talent corporate companies have. You give them a roadmap and they somehow find the only cliff in the area.
Right. We have the roadmap now, but I know corporate America. We're experts at taking a good idea and turning it into a compliance nightmare.
Oh, you mean spreadsheet religion?
Exactly. How do we crash this car? Give me the top ways companies ruin this.
Okay, there are so many ways, but I will give you the big 5. These are the ones that guarantee failure.
Go. Number 1.
1. Boil the ocean mapping.
Trying to do everything at once.
Exactly. Leadership gets excited and says, map every skill for every employee by Q3. It collapses under its own weight. You end up with a taxonomy of 5,000 skills that nobody understands and nobody uses.
So, don't map the ocean, map the pool.
Right. Stick to the rule of 2026. One initiative, one pipeline, scale later.
Okay. Number 2.
2. Self-report only. Welcome to the Rate Yourself 1 to 5 Olympics.
I'm a gold medalist in Excel, Jeremy.
Exactly. If you only rely on people rating themselves, you aren't measuring capability, you're measuring confidence. And usually the people who know the least are the most confident.
The Dunning-Kruger effect in a spreadsheet. Okay, number 3.
3. No incentives. This is the empty profile problem.
Why should I update my skills if I get nothing for it?
Exactly. If I update my skills and nothing happens, no project, no raise, no recognition, I stop updating. Or worse, managers hoard the data because they don't want to lose their people. The system quietly dies of apathy.
Number 4. The so what factor.
4. No connection to reality. This is when skills mapping becomes just HR paperwork. If the skills data doesn't actually drive staffing, promotions, or pay, nobody respects it.
It's just another form to fill out during performance review season.
And everyone hates it. It has to be tied to the flow of work and money.
And the last one, the big one.
5. Treating it as HR only.
The silent killer.
It is. Look, HR can run the process, they can buy the software, but HR cannot own the outcome.
Because HR doesn't own the P&L.
Exactly. HR cannot walk into the engineering department and say, you need more Python skills. The engineering VP has to say that.
So the fix is ownership.
Yep, you need a clean split.
Break it down. Who owns what?
The CEO and CFO own the growth bets. They say, we need to win in this market.
The destination.
The business leaders own the capability targets. They say, to win that market, my team needs these specific skills.
The engine.
And HR owns the infrastructure. They build the pipes. They run the radar. They manage the tools.
So HR isn't the owner. HR is the plumbing.
Exactly. HR lays the pipes, but the business decides where the water flows. If you get that mixed up, the pipes burst.
That is the perfect analogy. Jeremy, final word. It's 2026. Why does this matter now?
Because the speed limit just changed. In 2026, the companies that treat skills mapping like infrastructure, like electricity, like plumbing, they will move faster, they will waste less money, and they will keep their best people.
And the ones who don't?
They'll still be arguing over a spreadsheet.
Jeremy, as always, receipts delivered. Thanks for doing this.
Let's go build some pipelines.
All right, Jeremy. Take a deep breath. You might want to drink some water, too.
Why? What's happening?
Because things are about to get hot here, and I'm not protecting you anymore. The internet is undefeated, and they have questions.
All right, I'm ready. Do your worst.
This is rapid fire, global, messy. No long lectures, just the truth. Let's go.
Let's go.
First stop, East Africa. Thomas from Nairobi asks, Jeremy, this sounds expensive. Can small businesses do this? We don't have Workday or fancy AI tools.
Great question, Thomas. Honestly, small businesses can do this better than big ones.
Better? How?
Because you don't have the bureaucracy. You don't need software. You need a whiteboard. Pick one growth play, list 10 critical skills, look at your actual project outcomes. A whiteboard with real data beats $1 million software implementation that nobody logs into.
So Thomas, no excuses, a whiteboard is enough.
Zero excuses. If you have customers, you have skills evidence.
All right, jumping to Canada, Mark from Toronto is choosing violence today. He asks, how do we stop managers from hoarding talent? Every time I try to move people to a new project, their bosses block it.
Ah, the dragon problem.
The dragon problem?
Yeah, managers sitting on their talent like a dragon sitting on gold. It happens because hoarding feels like power. I have 50 headcounts, therefore I am important.
So how do we slay the dragon?
You change the scoreboard. Executive rules plus incentives. You measure leaders on internal fill rate and capability export. If a manager promotes someone out of their team to the rest of the business, they get a bonus. If they block a move, they miss their KPI.
Stop measuring headcount possession. That is wild. A lot of middle managers just felt a chill down their spine.
Good, they should.
Next up, India. Patel from Mumbai asks, what if people inflate their skills? If I ask my staff what they can do, they will lie.
They won't call it lying, Patel. They'll call it confidence.
I am passionately overconfident.
Exactly. That is why you never rely on self-reporting alone. Use the verification ladder. If they say, I'm an expert, you say, great, show me the artifact. Show me the code, the design file, the closed deal. If it's not backed by evidence, it's just a rumor.
So self-report is a rumor, work evidence is a fact.
Exactly.
Okay, South America. Diego from Sao Paulo, where do we start if we have zero skills data? Like our database is empty.
You don't start with skills data. You start with work data.
Meaning?
Don't send out a survey. Go look at JIRA tickets. Go look at the CRM. Look at the incident logs. That data exists right now. It's faster to infer skills from the work that's already happening than to wait 6 months for a perfect taxonomy.
Smart. Okay, Sophie from London. She wants the tea. What is the single biggest mistake leaders will make in 2026? And don't just say not mapping skills.
Ooh, the biggest mistake? Buying the Ferrari without a driver.
Explain.
Buying expensive AI tools without building the capability pipeline. Leaders think I bought the platform, so now we are agile. No, tools don't scale themselves. Without standards, coaching, practice work, and deployment, that tool is just a very expensive dashboard that glows in the dark.
It glows, but the car isn't moving.
Exactly.
Middle East. Hassan from Dubai asks, real talk, what role will AI actually play in this? Is it just hype?
It's not hype if you use it for inference. AI is the janitor. It cleans up the mess. It looks at work evidence and says, okay, this person said React.js and this person said front-end dev. Those are the same thing. Workday is already doing this with their Skills Cloud. AI unifies the language so you can actually search your own company.
So companies won't ask, what skills do you think you have? They'll ask the AI, what can we prove they have?
That is the shift from survey to inference.
Emily from Sydney, she says, give me one metric, just one. I don't have time for a dashboard.
Time to staff strategic projects.
Why that one?
Because if it takes you 8 weeks to find the people to start a priority initiative, your strategy isn't a plan, it's a wish list.
Strategy as a wish list. That hurts. Okay, James from Chicago. He's battling the finance department. How do I prove ROI to a skeptical CFO who hates HR buzzwords?
Do not use the word engagement. Do not use the word empowerment. Show him hard numbers. Internal fill rate, defect/rework cost, and regrettable attrition. Tell him we are spending $2 million a year fixing mistakes, rework, and $1 million on recruiters, external hiring. I can cut both by 30%.
That is cash language. CFOs love cash.
They really do.
Okay, Grace from Kampala. This is a serious one. How do we do this without making employees feel like watched? This feels like surveillance.
That is the danger. If you frame it as we are watching you, you lose trust. You have to frame it as opportunity. We're mapping skills so we can staff you on the cool projects so you can get promoted faster, so you don't get stuck doing boring work.
So it's not Big Brother, it's a career agent.
Exactly. Be transparent. This data helps you get the job you want.
Last one. Kenji from Tokyo asks, how often do we update this?
If you can automate it continuously, practically monthly for the critical skills, quarterly for the full strategy review. If you're looking at data from last year, you're navigating with a map of the Roman Empire. It's useless.
Map of the Roman Empire. I love it. Okay, Jeremy, you survived barely.
I think I'm sweating a little bit.
Good. That means it was real. Now, close us out. Give the people a challenge for Monday morning.
Okay, here is the 2026 challenge. Stop doing theory. Pick one growth play, list the 10 skills behind it, use evidence, not opinions, and then decide. Do we redeploy, upskill, hire, or partner?
Simple as that.
And remember, your next growth team might already be on your payroll. They're just invisible.
Boom! Listen, if you want the cheat sheet, comment skills below and I will DM you the skill to profit template that Jeremy uses. It's free. Just steal it.
Please steal it. Use it.
Please, if you enjoyed this episode, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share this episode to those leaders who still thinks job titles equal capability. They need to hear this.
They really do.
I'm Maya. That was Jeremy. Stop guessing, start mapping. We'll see you in the next episode.